Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Friday, February, good lord, look at me, March 29th, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully, you guys are having a wonderful start to your day. I'm getting this one out a little bit late, but we are still rolling and rocking forward. So let's go ahead and hop into these astrological transits for today so we can see how you can be better prepared to navigate these celestial energies. Well, the moon moves into Sagittarius today. It's pretty much the main thing that's going on. We're going to see, of course, that moon is going to be, making some trines over to the rest of this Pisces energy. It's just going to trine over to Venus, going to trine over to Neptune, and then, of course, it's going to move into Sag today. So then we're going to get the nice trines to all the Aries energy, but it's going to square all the Pisces energy that it just trined. So definitely some interesting stuff there. I think it will definitely be an interesting weekend, gearing up for what's going to be a jam-packed April. We have a lot of stuff going on in April, from the Uranus Jupiter conjunction to Mercury retrograde to, of course, the major solar eclipse to Venus moving into Aries at the end of the month. There's a lot of stuff going on. So definitely energy is building, building, building. So let's go ahead and hop into the charts. So I have this set for 10:13 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Smyrna, Georgia. We can see that moon, of course, is here at 27 degrees of Scorpio, trining Neptune exactly at this current moment. So, nice harmonious energy. Of course, this moon is Scorpio. Definitely is feeling things a bit on the deeper side. But the good thing is that the South Node's not with it. So, this is, we could take things to that deeper level, of course, with the moon in Scorpio, but also this does speak to our emotional fortitude and having the emotional strength to make it through what are pretty foggy moments. Moments where, we don't have a lot of clarity right now. We don't have a lot of just, you know, things are just they kind of feel up in the air a little bit. Things don't really feel fully there. Timelines are shifting and morphing. It doesn't really feel like there's a lot of congruent energy right now. And in a time where people are really just doing everything they can to find that little bit of energy, that little bit of something to get them through to the next day, not that they necessarily are so on the edge, but just because there is all this Pisces energy still, there is all this Aries energy still, it can definitely be tough to kind of get through things when there's so much pressure in two signs of the zodiac. And then, of course, there's the building pressure that's starting to mount with the Jupiter Uranus conjunction in Taurus. And then, of course, we have Pluto over here just chilling in Aquarius, just holding down the fort, if you will. So we're going to see that moon shift into Sagittarius today, which is going to bring about a bit of a lighter, kind of energy, if you will. If we even just take a look at some of the sheets here, just to make sure you guys can see it, we're going to see, Venus is at plus 14, Sun is at plus 7, plus 2. Of course, the moment that the moon moves into Sag, it's still at minus 5. So was Mercury, so was Saturn. And these are, of course, the energies where we're trying to figure things out. Mercury likes to uncover the facts and it's trying to figure things out, but it can't really do that here at minus 5. Saturn is all about adulting, having some sense of organization, the hard work. That's at minus 5 too. So there's not really a whole, there's not really a whole lot going on with those energies. Now, we do have at least Mars at plus 2 as far as the malefics go, I guess some of the harder planets, if you will. Meanwhile, the benefics are actually doing pretty well. You have Venus at plus 14, so Venus is definitely feeling pretty good, feeling very positive here, but of course it's heading towards Neptune, right? And then you have the Sun here at plus 7, its exaltation, and Jupiter at plus 7. But we can see here Mercury is in fact slowing down. It is doing less than a half a degree a day. So that's the thing about this. This Mercury is slowing down. The planet of communication, the mind, and trying to have the facts, the kind of an investigator, if you will, the delivery person. If we're wanting certain things to be delivered right now, there's going to be some slowdowns, especially, like I said, when it comes to this Aries like energy, you know, especially too with the Chiron that's here, too, it's on top of Eris. There's definitely going to be some slowdowns right now when it comes to this. The moon is out of bounds, albeit barely, but the moon is out of bounds too. So that can definitely make emotions a bit more hyperbolic. And of course, with the moon that's going to make a sextile over to Pluto today, yeah, it does bring up some opportunities to connect with some individuals or to transform some relationships, if you will, some Aquarian relationships. But this is about the friendships I think that we build in life, and this moon here is wanting to have people believe in friendship and believe in humanity again, feeling like we can believe in humanity again. That's the whole thing about this. Aquarius does rule friendship, and if you think about it, Aquarius is the highest octave of love. It's like you have things like lust and everything, and then you have love and romantic love, but ultimately, the relationships, especially I'm thinking like romantic relationships, those that last the longest are those where the two people are friends. And that's super important. Of course, we live in a world right now where a lot of that is coming under fire, under scrutiny. A lot of people are, quite frankly, lonely. A lot of people don't really have a lot of friends, or it's about also like maybe their friends are more virtual and in these more virtual spaces. Pluto and Aquarius are going to be breaking down a lot of that too, where we actually have to go out and meet people, believe it or not. We actually have to go out and participate in activities outside of the internet and actually meet people. I know that's a little scary, but that's just where we are. I think the Mercury in Aries is a great opportunity to get people outside and to do those sort of things, to actually get out and meet people in person. But, it's definitely going to provide some challenges as far as that goes. Now, we'll see, of course, this moon is not going to quite get to really any other aspect besides sextiling over to Pluto today. So today is really a day about just kind of the energy finishing up in Scorpio and the moon getting ready to trine all of this Aries energy. But it's also going to square the Pisces energy, which is going to bring about a bit of a haze, a bit of a fog, where we are wanting to believe in things with that moon in Sagittarius. We're wanting to have the vision. We're wanting to kind of go for things. It definitely can bring a bit of a happy-go-lucky energy, but it also can bring a bit of a naive energy. It can also bring an energy of non-committalness, like you don't want to commit to things. And that's the thing we have to ask ourselves. I think the beautiful thing about this moon in Sag, as it squares the Pisces energy and as it trines the Aries energy, I was watching a video last night and it was talking about choosing your pain, choosing your struggle, and finding the things that are worth struggling for, because struggle is going to happen regardless. So, if struggle is going to happen regardless, we might as well choose our struggle. Now, yes, there are going to be random things that happen. There are going to be accidents and stuff, that those things are going to happen. There are going to be emergencies, things that we can't really control. But as far as the struggle that we can control, which is most of the struggle that we deal with, is struggle that we can control. Well then, this moon in Sagittarius trining the Sun, North Node, Chiron, Eris, Mercury, will give us an opportunity to actually really start to think on the struggles that we choose in our life and what is worth it. What is worth the struggle? What is worth the pain, if you will, to build these sort of things? And of course, the moon is going to be quincunxing all of this energy now. We have this moon that's in Sagittarius being disposited by a Jupiter in Taurus, right? So the moon goes from having a Pluto dispositor to now having a Jupiter dispositor. So we have now moved from this fixed air to this fixed Earth. So this will give us, ironically, an interesting time to help ground some of these larger visions that we have. But they are, like I said, they're not going to come without their struggles. They're not going to come without the hard work, the battle of attrition. This moon in Sag is going to give us some harmonious energy, trining all the Aries energy, especially considering the fact that we are building up to that third quarter square and a new moon solar eclipse, right? Especially considering the fact that Mercury is going to retrograde here soon. So there's going to be a recalibration when it comes to the way that we communicate to the world who we are in the first place. This can give us a great opportunity to really become more in touch with our purpose and what we are here to do, and to help us to unlock via Chiron our superpowers. Because I always call Chiron, it's like the area where it's all about your superpowers. So, I think Friday can be a positive day. I really do. I think moving into the weekend, it may be a little interesting, of course, as the moon officially starts squaring Mars and squaring Saturn and then squaring Venus and then squaring Neptune. But as it's doing these squares, it's also making trines. So it's like every little challenge or bump that comes up, there is a lesson here. There is something to be grateful for. There is something to appreciate. There's something to harmonize with. Every single one. It's interesting too, right? Because you're going to see Moon, square Mars, trine the Sun, square Saturn, trine the North Node, trine Chiron, square Venus, trine Eris. And then it'll trine, I'm pretty sure it will trine Mercury before it squares Neptune because Mercury is moving so damn slow. So it's like we get this layered effect, if you will, over the weekend. And we're going to see this oscillation between the past in Pisces and the now in Aries. We're going to see this oscillation back and forth between the focus on the past and what has happened and a review period and recollection. And then what's going on right now? What can I do right now? How can I overcome right now? How can I think differently right now? How can I go about things in a different, fresh way right now? And that's going to be the back and forth over the weekend that we'll see when that moon goes into Sagittarius. Let's go ahead and hop into the cards, shall we? All right. Let's see what we got going on with these cards. I have the Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, I think this is about it kind of does speak to that oscillation, if you will, the Two of Wands. But in reverse, this is about an indecision on what way to go. And I think this has a lot to do with a lot of the fogginess that is going on with this moon that's going to now be squaring all this Pisces energy. And then also the universe showing us there are some beautiful things happening in the now with the moon trining all the Aries energy. But it's not necessarily the easiest because the sun in Aries is not your typical sun in Aries. Yeah, it's strong with the score-wise, but it still has to deal with the North Node. It still has to do with Chiron. It still has to do with Aries, and it still has to deal with a Mercury retrograde. So it's like there is opportunity there, of course, to move forward, to dig deep, to find our firepower, to be inspired, to be motivated, but it's not easy. It's going to require some effort. It's going to require us to be a little bit more creative in our approach. And of course, we're doing this all while there's a fog and we can't really see too far ahead of us. That's why we have to live in the now. Because if we're trying to see so far ahead, we're going to get frustrated because of all of this Piscean fog. But if we get too stuck into the past, then we're not going to move anywhere, right? We also have the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups. So camaraderie, connecting with the right people, this is very positive, nice energy. And I think we're going to feel this more jovial energy when that moon comes into Sagittarius. But it's like, I think this is about, finding comfort in other people that understand and get your struggle. And even if they're not going through that exact struggle, but just the simple camaraderie of, hey, we're all I'm going through something too. But hey, let's enjoy the moment. Let's have fun. Let's appreciate life. And that's really what it's all about. Because I think we're all going through something. We all have some type of struggle right now. We all have something that we desperately want to manifest, but it just seems like there's delays after delay after delay after delay. So it's not necessarily the context of the delay. It's not necessarily the content of the delay. It's the delay itself. It's that vibration. That is what you can connect with people on. That is where you can find the common ground with people, right? I'm going to cut the deck and then draw one more card for the tarot. I do have the Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is you're not going to have all the answers today. You're not going to have all the answers. You're not going to have the full picture. So there's no sense in rushing into things and trying to figure everything out and logic your way through this, because you're not going to have all the answers. This is more of an intuitive time. This is a bit of a reflective time with all the Pisces energy, but this is also a time to where, like, you don't want to sit in that space for too long. You do want to move forward, but this is about taking some, I wouldn't necessarily say some calculated action. This is about taking some more intuitive action, if you will. You don't want to just get stuck and be reflective the whole time, but you also don't want to just rush right in either and try and force the issue, because that's not really going to get you anywhere. Now, I have the card of the Merkaba for the Oracle card. And it says, the frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. It's the vehicle of the soul, the Merkaba. It's interlocking pyramids. So I think today, and I think it's kind of amazing that we get this when the moon moves into Sag, and Sag is all about travel. So I think really what this has for today is that, we can take our consciousness, if you will, take our perspective, and we can travel to another plane of existence. We don't necessarily have to do this in a meditation, but this is about speaking to actually transmuting and using some alchemy, where you may be in a situation that can frustrate you, and you can just hop into your Merkaba and you can transmute that situation and go somewhere else. For example, last night when I got off work, I was feeling a little bit anxious. I was feeling a little bit nervous. And I was like, you know what? What can I do in this moment to remedy this? Well, I took a couple actions that I thought was going to help. I messaged my brother and my sister, just saying, like, I would love for us to get together, and I was like, that's a whole. I have Chiron's in my fourth, about to go into my fifth, so family stuff is kind of weird right now with me. So I messaged them, and then I was like, I felt like I didn't really have too many people to talk to. So I was looking up things initially to, in many ways, confirm the current vibration I was in, which was apprehension and anxiety and worry. I wanted validation. Instead, what ended up happening, because I didn't really find anything that worked, was I ended up looking up something that was more positive, about positive mindset, and also another video about, you have to choose your struggle and how that's important, how that's going to get you to places. So I literally took my vibration and shifted it to a whole other dimension. That's this card. So you can do that today, where you may be down about something and everything, and it's not bypassing, but it's taking yourself, putting yourself in another perspective, So you can bring up your vibration, and then you can observe where you were in that previous moment. And it can give you a fresh perspective and hopefully give you at least one or two clues or hints on how to act accordingly and move forward. That is going to do it for your astrology forecast this Friday. Beloved, I hope that you all enjoyed it. I trust that this message will assist you on your journey today. If you did enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jphoenix.com. And as always, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful Friday. I will see you all on the next astrology forecast. Peace.